ARMS. A game that I love, but for some reason many Nintendo fans don't. And I can understand why, as the game is not perfect, but I easily see it as one of Nintendo's most underrated games. So let's talk about why that may be the case. Let's talk about the ARMS dilemma. So to talk about ARMS and the problem it faces, first we have to talk about how it started. And for this, we need to first look at the Nintendo Switch presentation in January. ARMS was announced to the disappointment of many, due to most people believing that it was another form of Wii boxing, but this time, for the Switch. And I have to admit I was guilty of this too. It wasn't until I played ARMS for the first time at the first global test punch for me to realize that ARMS was so much more than that. ARMS was promised with free DLC for 6 months, and recently we finally got to the end of this with the release of Dr. Coyle, my favorite new character for the game. So what was the reception? The reception? Well, it wasn't kind to say the least. Most articles were full of comments with people either being okay with the game ending or officially proclaiming the game dead. And this saddens me. ARMS is my third most played Switch game this year, beaten only by Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild, even beating out my 100% playthrough of Mario Odyssey. So why did it give me and many others so much gameplay and fun, but so many more than us just didn't care? Well, I think it's a few things. For one, a common complaint I've seen is simply that the game just felt bare bones without much content to the game itself. However, I'd personally argue that this just isn't what created the ARMS dilemma, but rather added a bit onto that problem. Splatoon 1 and 2 had a single player mode with the majority of your playtime playing the multiplayer, and for quite a while only one specific mode for the first game. Splatoon 2, however, addressed this with Salmon Run and starting off with ranked and league play while adding new modes down the line. ARMS kinda did the same here. A short single-player mode with a focus on online play, with a casual and ranked mode alongside other game types such as V-Ball, Scale Shot, and Hoops. With updates down the line, adding more characters, arms, stages, modes, a badge system, and events. So, what really caused this? It's really hard to say what exactly caused ARMS to go the way it did. I love this game and truly wish it got the attention it deserved. And if I was a larger YouTuber of any kind, I would have loved to help push this game, but if I had to wager a guess, I have to believe the gameplay itself may have turned off many others. When people look for a fighting game that's meant to cater to many people, not just the hardcore crowd, it's often not taken too seriously. Let's take a look at how hard the Smash Bros. Community had to fight to be taken seriously by the FGC, despite having a different kind of depth than the traditional fighting games, and even then, it's still looked down by many now. I'm not going to sit here and claim to know what exactly caused the ARMS dilemma, but for myself and many others, this game is long from dead, and I plan on playing and getting to rank 20 someday. It simply pains me that games that attempt a unique spin on the idea of people fighting each other is often ignored or simply not played often these days. While games like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and while I understand there are people who enjoy that game, and that's fair to them, that kind of game where it's the traditional fighter that is highly disliked from the mass majority will still be played by many. In my opinion, and I believe this may be controversial in some capacity, I believe the industry is more likely to accept a poorly made traditional fighter rather than a well-made one with a unique idea. I'm not saying ARMS is perfectly executed by any means, but it definitely should have done better, as the gameplay itself is simply addictive when given a shot. Well, alright. That's the end of my video, guys. So, thanks for watching, and if I could simply give one final message, it would be this. To Nintendo, don't hesitate on a potential ARMS 2. Capitalize on what you established on already and give players what they want. Do what you did with Splatoon and make the sequel more of what was great, with many new features to complement the game. And to the Switch owners out there who are on the fence, try ARMS out at some point. Maybe through a friend or through a demo kiosk of some kind. But Try it out, and form your own opinion. The game may surprise you, and may just be the most charming fighter you've ever played, or maybe just the best one of the year, or maybe you'll hate it regardless. Just form your own opinion. Make sure you guys do everything YouTube loves. A like or a sub goes a mile, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Later.